everyone. This is Jessie Bowen, and welcome to the Become an Author podcast. We're here for another exciting and knowledgeable podcast on how you can become an author and having the opportunity to meet people and hear their stories that influence them to become an author and how they're learning to use their entrepreneurship to make a difference in the world. And of course, I'm here with my co-host, Natalie McQueen. She is the founder of Gifts of Legacy. Hey, Natalie.
How are you, Jessie? I'm wrestling with my microphone here. So if you see me wondering, I'm not doing a dance. I'm wrestling with the microphone, but I think I got it.
But you guys out in Arizona, all you do is party all the time. So I just had to check my watch. But this is what happens when you have fun, right? Sad people don't get things accomplished. People that are happy, that are motivated, that are moving on, that understand that they can get things going with the right mindset, with the right people. And this is what we bring to our coaching program. Hey, speaking about coaching program, if you missed our debut of our program on about outlining your book last week, you really missed a great program. It's going to be coming back up in the next 30 days. Jump on and remember, let's get your book going. All the opportunities that you're probably missing. Hey, Natalie, guess what? I am going to be in New York on May the 12th.
Nice. What's in New York?
I am going, I sent a copy of my new book. Where it is. Where's my new book? My new book with my picture on the cover. Nice. I sent it over to a company and said, I'd like to give you a copy of my book. They contact me back, says, listen here, we'd like for you to speak for American Express in New York City. So
that's amazing.
I just signed my contract. But this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the power of your book. Yeah. Because instead of me sending over a business card, hey, I'm a coach and this is what I want to do. And this book is titled Elite Martial Artists in America. And it has 27 other authors that helped me write this book. But whose picture's on the cover? My picture's on the cover. Whose name is on the cover? My name is on the cover. They probably didn't read the book. They saw this guy standing in his martial arts uniform, holding a sword, and they go, I think we'd like to have him to speak for us. So that's what we're talking about. So when you're writing a book or you're publishing, the book is the small part of the big picture. So from that book, I've got a coaching contract, to speak for American Express. In fact, as a speaker, I get on the average of, 5 to 6 announcements of people that are looking for speakers. Absolutely. And, in my martial arts community, really want to encourage martial artists. They're teaching in front of their classes every day, is to learn how to take the daily things you do about teaching and then put them into your speaking program. And of course, the empowerment part, Natalie, you got to have a book. You have to become an expert in your field.
Absolutely. So if you think about all the live events that are going on and all the Zoom events, all the podcasts, all the summits, all the TV, Roku, and all the TV shows that are coming up now, the people are looking for speakers and they're looking for people that are known as an expert or a subject expert. And that's what we do, is we help take whatever you're doing or your story or your passion, create it into a best-selling book. And then we showcase you as that expert and get you in front of the right people to be able to go out there and speak and use your book as a tool. And, we promote, if you're at, say, a networking event, how much more are you going to stand out if you offer them a copy of your book compared to what you said, a business card or a handshake? Not that the handshake's not good, because that contact, that one-to-one relationship is very important, but it just makes you stand out above the rest. So yeah, we had our first workshop last week, doing it in this format. And it guided you through every step to have a completed bestseller outline of your book. And we got some really good feedback. So I'm excited to do it again. We'll be doing it on the 22nd of next month, or the 23rd. I forget which one. Anyway, we will post that below. But a lot of exciting things. So Jessie, you just had your women's event. Tell us a little bit about that, how it went, and what amazing women you got to spend time with.
Well, it was really great. March is Women's History Month. And in January, we launched, again, there's a book attached to this. So in January, we launched the first Women in the Martial Arts World History book. Mm-hmm. And so this was bringing, martial artists. The original focus was on women that made black belt before 2000. That was the focus on the book. And bringing these people together and discovering who these amazing women were at that time and who they are now, and the power, the influence in the martial arts. And that had, having that book, we honored them in Atlantic City, New Jersey at the martial arts, action martial arts, World Action Martial Arts Hall of Honors. And then we turned around and honored them online. So they got 2 honors. And then they had a chance to video with their award, their family, their friends, their students could come out. They could see them accepting their awards. We had the American Cancer Society there. We had martial arts ladies that have survived cancer talking on. It was a fundraiser for the American Cancer Society and the American Martial Arts Alliance Foundation. But these ladies had a platform, and all of them, my feedback is, thank you. That felt great. That was wonderful. Having that opportunity, we did the Presidential Community Service Award. We had several ladies receive that. And a lot of people don't know what that actually is. But the Presidential Community Service Award is a civil award that's actually one of the highest awards presented to individuals for their service in the community, signed by President Biden. So that was a really big deal. Yeah. We had authors on talking about their books. So it was a really, really great event. It went on for about 5 hours. And then we did the people that were in the book. We come back to that word, people that are in the book, we recognized them. They received an award for being involved, in the book. So, hey, it was just a great weekend, Natalie.
That's awesome. Well, I have some great news. I haven't told anyone about this except for you, Jessie. So last November, my book, Gifts of Legacy, won an International Impact Book Award for, I forget the category. Let me see, personal development and personal growth and development. So of course I was thrilled. And then I get an email that they said, we are doing an event in Chandler, Arizona. So that's just the other side of the city for me. Would you come and we can award you an award on stage? So that's this Friday. So I'm super excited, a little nervous, but it'll be good. So I'll let you know.
Now you got to have a camera there. We want live feed, Natalie. So we want live feed. So tell Steve, show up, hold the camera, get Buddy, hold it. We want to broadcast that. We want live feed.
I haven't told anyone about it yet, so we'll see. I'll take.
I know we have a guest today, so I'm gonna let you intro her. And
absolutely.
I've already had a chance to meet her, and you're right. She's a fantastic person. Her story is inspiring, is motivational. It is, and it's really great. So, hey, take it away, Natalie.
Absolutely. So You know that I'm passionate about compilation books. So it brings a bunch of voices on one subject matter and sometimes teaches, sometimes entertains, and it just makes an awareness. And our next guest, Analyn Scott, has taken this to a whole new level. She published her book with her husband, Raymond, and they are visionaries dedicated to solutions that will help people improve kidney disease or kidney health and overall health of families and communities across the US. So Analyn, they and her husband have a foundation, 1 in 9 charities, and their mission is to change the trajectory of kidney disease and save millions of lives. So she has used this wonderful book that we're going to talk about and just make awareness, but she brings in the experts in her fields or in her field in different areas, as well as voices of families to bring huge awareness to kidney disease. So welcome, Analyn. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here. And I wanted to add, great timing to have me here because I know it's International Women's Month, but it's also a Kidney Disease Awareness Month through the month of March. Although I think we're raising awareness every day of the year, not just in March, but important to highlight it because a lot of people just aren't aware and don't realize how common it is.
Yeah. Well, and that's something that you really opened my eyes with this book. Most people don't even know that there's something going on until there's an issue. And you have just opened so many people's eyes to, step up and take responsibility for your own kidney health and make sure that you're checking the right things. So give us a little history. Give us the story of how this happened and how you ended up in a book.
Yeah, so it wasn't obviously not something I planned.
Right.
But last month, we just celebrated 25 years of life since my husband Raymond's kidneys failed at the age of 29. And, again, that was out of the blue for him. He and I had only been dating. We met on a blind date and had only been dating for 3 months when his kidneys failed. So he was 29, I was 23. This was all new to us. He was a year out of the military, got out of the army, and so he felt like he was 10 feet tall and bulletproof, and didn't realize that the high blood pressure that he had, and then he was taking medications for, so he thought he was fine, didn't realize that that was causing more damage to his kidneys. And so through all of this, just through our 25-year journey, there's so much that we have learned through our own experiences, so much that we would find out, and it would just be shocking to us to learn certain statistics. And so for example, it wasn't until like 17 years into our journey that was our first exposure to the National Kidney Foundation or any kidney organization whatsoever. And so to hear back in 2015, to hear statistics that 26 million Americans, or 1 in 9 adults, had kidney disease, yet 90% don't know it, was alarming to us. Raymond was part of that 90%. That was the first time we heard that diabetes and high blood pressure were the 2 leading causes. We didn't know. There were so many things that were coming about that were shocking to us. So with that alarm being raised, being sounded for us, we knew that we needed to do more. And that's really what prompted me to birth our organization, 1 in 9. And so with that, we started the nonprofit organization, and later said, well, we need to really get this awareness out to the masses, because we keep meeting people day after day that, like Raymond, they're crashing into dialysis, not knowing that they had kidney disease, or maybe finding out at stage 3, but typically at stage 4 or stage 5, and stage 5 is when kidney failure happens. So with that, we decided to write a book. 1 in 9 Tribe, Kidney Disease Warriors, Beating the Drum of Hope and Change. And as you mentioned, it is a compilation book because, you know, our story was pretty compelling, but there's so many other stories. And like you had mentioned, bringing other experts into the mix to be able to get this knowledge out to the masses.
Yeah, talk about some of the experts that were in the book. Like what I remember is the one expert was literally making 3D kidneys, and you guys got to be a part and see that. So
yeah, and so you know, it's interesting. From day one, when I started 1 in 9, I knew that our 3 pillars were going to be awareness, prevention, and regenerative medicine. And so in one of the chapters, as we're talking about regenerative medicine and what does the future look like, you know, what's on the horizon, and the future is really here. Yeah. So we had the opportunity on our, we took an RV road trip, and we got to meet with Dr. Shuvo Roy in San Francisco at UCSF. And we got to hold in our hands the bioartificial kidney printed with a 3D printer.
Incredible.
I mean, game changing. It's not available yet. You know, it's still in clinical trials. It hasn't gone to human trial, the human trial phase yet. But a lot of it's coming down to, you know, funding. You know, how quickly can they get their funding to complete all the testing that's necessary? So we're thinking, you know, it could be another 3 to 5 years, maybe upwards of 10 years. But, you know, that type of technology is life-saving for millions of people.
What is a little frustrating, I'm sure this is like beyond for you, is, you know, my mom's had breast cancer 3 times, but there's breast awareness, there's you know, doing your self checks, there's all the yogurt tops, you know, there's so many products that promote and people donate to that. I feel like the kidneys are getting ripped off. Like, I feel like, you know, why aren't we doing the same promotion to be able to make awareness so people go to their doctors every year and say, hey, let's just check my kidney health as your blood and all the other levels that you take. We don't do that because we don't know we should.
Exactly. And I'm glad that, you know, now that you know more, you're seeing that and saying, like, why isn't this talked about? You could ask a 5-year-old what the pink ribbon stands for, and they know it's breast cancer. And yes, you know, my mom is a breast cancer survivor. She also was born with 1 kidney, and she's a nurse. She has great insurance. And yet she didn't realize until I prompted her further to say, Mom, you should go get checked. Oh, you know, I get my annual checkup. Oh, I get, you know, I go to my oncologist and I'm fine. But then she went back and looked at her numbers and she was like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm stage 3 kidney disease, and no one told her. No one said anything. And unfortunately, you know, so you think about that. She's a nurse. You know, she has these risk factors, but it wasn't on anybody's radar. And most adults couldn't even tell one fact about kidney disease, yet it kills more people each year than breast cancer or prostate cancer. So I'm here to ring that alarm today for your audience. They're like, oh, I didn't know that. Maybe I should at my next visit get my kidney checked. Just get a baseline on my kidneys, be my own biggest advocate, be aware of my numbers, be in control of them, watch them. Don't count on my doctors to tell me what those numbers are going to be. But I'm going to go out, I'm going to get the baseline, and I'm going to own it. And I'm going to watch it just like I'm going to watch all the rest of my health, because kidney disease is just so silent. You don't wait for it to say, oh, I'm feeling something in my back. Or, you know, by the time you start having symptoms, the damage is, I'm not going to say the damage is done and can't be undone, but the damage has been done. And so it's typically not until the later stages of kidney disease that anyone really notices any symptoms.
And now this is where I think it's really important that we don't procrastinate and, you know, wait. We have a symptom, or we're, being aware of this is to, when you have a physical, make sure that's one of the things that's checked for you. But I did a program about a week ago, just on procrastination, that how many lives are lost because someone didn't pay attention to their body. Someone was not aware. And the more I'm hearing about the book, that's a great tool to have in your library, and or information, because as we're maturing, or no matter where we are, what are we studying? If we are interested in health, then if we look in our library, we should have health books. And when we look at, as we're maturing and looking at our families and what symptoms or what ailments or was passed along, we should become aware. So I think that anyone that has a question should have their book in your library.
Absolutely.
Anyone that's looking to support causes. We're, like, as you said, the American Cancer Society, we supported that this past week. It came up that, quite a few of the ladies in the martial arts had done a battle with breast cancer or some other form of cancer. So that was on the top of our list. But as you said, we need to bring the kidney awareness there also in what you're doing through your book. I think that's a great way, because you saw a problem, you saw a need, and this is what we want to think about. We think about our authors, and then what did you do? You started doing your research. From that research, you then wrote a book, and then when you talk to people, you can now mail them a copy of your book, or you can drop off. And if you want to speak to someone, drop off a copy of your book. There's just so many things that you can do to support, the things you're doing with through your nonprofit, but also just really making awareness. And that's what I've learned from our interviews, is to be aware. And again, the thing that I would say to everyone is that, your body, we have pain, we have all these things. They're the indicator that something may be wrong. So don't wait, don't procrastinate, take action, especially, something is going on with your kidneys, or, you really want to do that. And I really commend you for the support you've given your husband, because, that's a love story right there, of being able to do that. So how do you support someone that's going through kidney failure or heart condition, and you guys are young and all these things are going on, but you're right there with him, and every time you talk about him, you're smiling. And so, really commend both of you guys.
Thank you. And it's been a team effort. So that's why, again, we're the co-authors on this. And in fact, he's on the other side of this wall right now, getting his dialysis machine ready so that I can put him on treatment when we're done with the podcast. and he's a trooper. And he has, I see the passion. People can feel the passion when, they read his chapter in the book. When they see him on our podcast as well. We have a 1 in 9 Tribe podcast. And he's so passionate about wanting to help others avoid a journey like his.
Right.
But also at the same time, give people hope that if they do have kidney disease or they do have kidney failure, to let them know it doesn't have to be a death sentence. And so they get to see, in our book, as Natalie knows, our children are co-authors as well. And so to hear from their perspective and how it affects the entire family, I'll tell you, that's huge motivation for him. This morning before he had to jump on some patient advocacy calls and what have you. And before he did, he was in our family room doing his workout. So he works out 4 or 5 days a week. And he says, I have to buy back that time. I have to be here. I want to be the one to walk our daughter down the aisle when she gets married. Mm-hmm. She's 14 now, so that's no time soon. And, teach our son how to shave. He's now 18. And so now moving that milestone, for other of life's achievements that he has ahead of him. And for our children, that's all they've ever known. This has been their world. And so to have the opportunity for them to be authors at a younger age and to share their perspective has been just powerful. And we hear feedback from folks that, whether it be our children or someone, there's going to be a perspective shared in the book from one of the experts or someone who's gone through this that they relate to. And they say, oh my goodness, this could have been me, or could this be my mother, my father, my sibling, my child. And so, or myself, and so it's kind of that wake up call, even for health practitioners. So I agree with you, Jessie. Not only should individuals have this on their bookshelf, but health practitioners should have this on their bookshelf as well. And I do have some that have shared it with their colleagues and have shared it with their patients, because they know that it's a great resource and can give them a different perspective than maybe what they've heard in the past.
Absolutely. I think everybody should buy 2 copies, one for themselves and one to gift to someone that they love. I think it's so important. So yes, you guys are definitely passionate. Share what Raymond did to show off his dancing skills and make awareness.
Yeah. So like I said, our first awareness with the Kidney Foundation was in 2015. Raymond and I were invited to Arizona Kidney Foundation does this Dancing with the Stars gala every year. And so we were invited as the guests, and I was teasing him, and I was like, ha ha ha, that could be you dancing next year. And then I looked at him and he's like, oh crap, I know that look. And so sure enough, February 20th, 2016, Raymond was he was one of the dancers, one of the celebrity star dancers with Dancing with the Stars Arizona, with the National Kidney Foundation of Arizona, 18 years to the exact day that his kidneys failed.
Wow.
And that's, I think,
and this was no joke. This was serious, like tango, like really cool.
It was fast. We had to learn how to do, it was a jive was the style of dance to Smells Happy, which, I mean, it couldn't have been a better song. You're not thinking, here he was, the first active dialysis patient doing this. And it was like 6 months of grueling dance practices to get ready for this. And, to have happy. And that's what he is. And it's so much of it too has been his mindset over the years that has helped keep him alive and helped keep things moving forward. So other people were looking like, he's on dialysis? What in the world? Yeah. So it was a wonderful experience for him. And I know he gets embarrassed when he sees the video of him dancing, and it always.
Oh, I think it's fabulous.
It is.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. You guys have taken road trips across the country. You have started podcasts. You've written books and pulled in experts. I mean, you're making a huge impact on kidney awareness and saving lives. And we just want to really, give you credit and kudos that it would have been very easy to sit back and just take care of your family and not, spread the love. So thank you for what you do.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing as well, because I think it's so important. I'm not the only one. My husband's not the only one that has a big story. There's so many people out there that have stories to tell, that have information to share, that have experiences to share. And so I would encourage those that are listening, if you have that like burning desire in your belly, like the stirring in your belly, that you know that you need to get your message out. It can be done. It's easier than you might think.
Right.
And it's just a matter of putting, I don't even know, pen to paper or just getting out on the typewriter. But did I just say typewriter? I'm dating myself. And I really dated myself. But get in there, or maybe it is. Hey, typewriters are making a comeback. So some people have one of the vintage ones out there and get going with it. But however they're doing it, just even jotting down, keeping a notebook and jotting things down. There's a wealth of information inside of so many people out there that needs to get out, especially for a time such as this. that there's stories that need to be shared to inspire others.
Yes, there are many, many. And we are on a mission to keep those stories out of the graveyard. So thank you so much, Analyn. Do you have any, if people want to contact you, what's the best way?
So best way to reach us, you can, and to also learn more, you can go to our website. We also keep things up to date on our Facebook page. Both of those, the number 1, IN, the number 9, Kidney Challenge. And also on YouTube, we are at 1 in 9 Tribe. And so that's probably the best way to reach out and to learn more about what we're doing and how people can get involved and be part of our tribe, right? Because, and you don't have to have kidney disease to be part of our tribe, but it really does take a village. It takes a village for us to be able to change this trajectory and to save millions of lives. It takes a village to, sound that alarm and share information with someone that could change or save their lives. And so we can't do this alone. That's why we have folks like you that are helping us to spread the word. And I'd be remiss if I didn't also give a shout out to my tribe and to my team. We just 2 Saturdays ago just had our second annual A Walk in the Park Health Festival and free health screening, where we offered free comprehensive cardiorenal metabolic screening for over 60 people. And that was a value of like $2,000 per person. And there were folks that were coming out of there, even young folks, that were getting a baseline on their health. Some of them that were finding out, oh, I didn't know I was pre-diabetic or could be diabetic, or I'm having some kidney challenges or some heart challenges. And so that was a wake-up call and also reassuring for people too, to say, oh, okay, I'm in better health than I thought that I was. But just to have that knowledge. Right. So again, and we can't do that alone. It took our village to really be able to put that together. So we'll just continue to move forward and get this message out to people all around the world. So also people can get our book off of Amazon, and feel free to share. Natalie, I can give you the link again, because we also filmed a documentary, A Dance with Destiny, tying in with Raymond's doing a dance, dancing with the stars. And so feel free to share that, because I have found that to also be a very important tool, and that people are a good resource for people to have.
Yeah, I was at the theater on the night that you guys put it out there. That was fantastic at AMC.
Yeah, I was Harkins Theater.
Harkins. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was an amazing night. So, okay, well, that's fantastic. We'll make sure to get those 2 links and add them into the show notes so people can experience that as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
And, we want to also, again, thank you. And, if you're interested in getting your story printed, reach out to us, and that's elitepublications.org, and let us help guide your story. Remember, everyone has a story. You just have to get it out. Visit our website, which is www.elitepublications.org. You can email us, and that's info@elitepublications.org. Let us help you get your story out. In the martial arts community, we are working on our next compilation book, which is Elite Martial Artists in America. So reach out to us, and then if you'd like to be a part of it and be a co-author in this award-winning book, we're looking for those people that are willing to share their stories, the secrets to life, secrets to business, and the secrets to leadership. So, hey, remember, check us out.
All right. Thank you, guys.